This episode of Marijuana Today Daily is brought to you by the good folks over at ease.com, California's top one-stop website for legal marijuana delivery. Ease.com is a great place to find all kinds of legal marijuana products that are properly tested, packaged, and labeled. From super great deals on $15 eighths of flower to high-end vaporizers like the packs, Ease has the whole spectrum covered. Their wide variety of different products will give you the freedom and flexibility to consume your cannabis in whatever way works best for you. Maybe you're more of a concentrates fan, or maybe eating edibles or applying topicals is your go-to mode. However you like to consume, ease.com is a great place to stock up on lots of high-quality consumables at great prices. Zip over to ease.com to check out if they are active in your part of California, and then if they are, get your order in so you can take delivery in less than an hour. What a world we live in. Just swing over to ease.com, spelled E-A-Z-E, to see just how easy California legal cannabis delivery can be. Thanks to everyone over at Ease for supporting today's news. Good morning, Marijuana Nation. It's Thursday, July 26th, 2018, and you're tuned in to episode 536 of Marijuana Today Daily. I'm your host, Shay Gunther, and I'll be walking you through today's marijuana news and headlines. As always, we have a full and busy day of cannabis news in our hands, so let's jump right into it. Our top story of the day is a letter sent out yesterday by a bipartisan group of U.S. senators addressed to U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions, pressing him to take some action on the large number of pending applications filed with the Drug Enforcement Administration to grow marijuana to be used for academic research purposes. Kyle Yeager over at Marijuana Moments picked up on this one and reports that 2 years ago, the DEA made an open call for cultivation applications for cannabis to be used by researchers and has sat on each and every one of the 26 applications it's received since. The letter was signed by 8 senators in all, including Republicans Chuck Grassley of Iowa and Orrin Hatch of Utah, as well as Democrats Cory Booker of New Jersey and Virginia's Tim Kaine. The letter asks Sessions for an update on those 26 applications, as well as more information on when he thinks the DEA and Department of Justice will get around to doing their jobs. Swing over to Kyle's piece for more on this one and to read the full letter yourself. Leafly grabs our second top spot today with a good look at a ballot measure to be voted on by LA voters this fall, asking if they want to start up a city-chartered bank to serve legal marijuana businesses. As banking is one of our industry's bigger, longer-running hassle issues, potential solutions like LA's city-chartered bank is something we should all have a good handle on. There's a lot of potential roadblocks for a city-chartered marijuana bank to come to life, but the concept is not dissimilar to state-chartered banks like the Bank of North Dakota, which started up back in 1919. I'd add this one to your list to read in full today. Rounding off our top stories today is a bit of a strange one out of Michigan, with the state's appeals court recently ruling that freshly cut marijuana that's not yet properly cured is not protected under the state's medical marijuana laws. This one's a little convoluted, but in essence, a series of overlapping court cases have created a weird situation in the state where marijuana that is growing and marijuana that is cured and consumable are protected under Michigan medical marijuana laws, but not marijuana that is cut, wet, and in the process of curing. The primary case in the matter involves Vanessa Mansour, a medical marijuana patient whose home was raided by police in 2016. It's that case that's resulted in this weird zone of illegality for uncured cannabis. Miss Mansour's lawyer says they intend to appeal the decision to the state's Supreme Court, so I'm sure this one will be popping back up in the headlines again soon. Those are our top stories for today. It's time for Marijuana Today Daily Headlines Blitz. Before we blitz out on headlines, let's quickly thank our sponsor, Ease.com, California's top one-stop website for legal marijuana delivery. Ease knows that sometimes it's not easy to make it to your favorite local dispensary. Maybe traffic is crazy or you have company on the way over. Whatever's keeping you tied to the old homestead, Ease has you covered when it comes to getting you top quality legal cannabis products that are properly tested, labeled, and packaged. With deliveries taking place in under an hour, it's never been easier to get your hands on legal cannabis flower, concentrates, vape pens, CBD pet products, edibles, topicals, and consumption accessories. Don't delay one more day. Open up ease.com, spelled E-A-Z-E, and get your order started. Assuming, of course, that you're lucky enough to live in a a part of California where ease is active. And if you aren't so lucky to be in a place where ease can deliver, you can still fire up their website to check out all of the valuable bits of industry insight and analysis they've developed using their properly aggregated and anonymized sales data stream. That's ease.com. All right, time for the Blitz. Herb is reporting that New York Governor Andrew Cuomo has taken in almost $100,000 in political contributions from the legal marijuana industry, namely from just two operators, with $25,000 coming from the CEO of licensed provider Columbia Care and $65,000 from the lobbying arm of California-based MedMen. Given the swift progress New York seems to be making in pressing forward with adult use legalization, which now includes the support of the ever politically expedient Governor Cuomo, it's likely that number will only get bigger, which, like it or not, is how the game is played. Kyle Yeager scoops up his second headline today with a story about a new poll from Gallup that finds while most Americans agree that tobacco is a harmful substance, with 96% saying it's at least somewhat harmful, just 56% think the same for cannabis. Which makes sense given that tobacco is actually a pretty terrifically bad for you substance to smoke, while cannabis, not so much. He can't be stopped. Mr. Kyle Yeager takes his third title today with a piece about a new study looking at how cannabis consumers respond to legal marijuana in terms of where they make their purchases from. Specifically, the researchers behind the study wanted to know how likely the average person is to stop buying from illicit markets, even in the face of more pricey options at legal cannabis shops. In short, the results suggest that people are willing to pay more money for legal products, but only up to a point, with that point falling somewhere around $15 per gram. Click over for this one and to keep going to the original study itself. Canada has hugely boosted its stock of legal cannabis cultivation space over the last year, with the total amount of licensed cultivation space rising from 2 million square feet as of May of last year to more than 11 million square feet as of last month. There are 114 licensed cultivators in the nation right now, with another 500 applications in process. Marijuana Business Daily gives some nice context to that number by pointing out that Canadian cucumber farmers have around 39 million square feet of cultivated space right now. Canadian tomatoes take up 59 million. John Schroyer has a great article up over at Marijuana Business Daily that looks at how things are going in California's legal marijuana industry as it transitions to a more regulated and structured adult use program. As the costs of being in full compliance with California cannabis law rise, so do the challenges facing smaller operators who right now don't have much access to the kind of capital they need. California's marijuana market is big and messy and wonderful and should be a place everyone in the industry is studying. The storyline should be in your wheelhouse. Another survey jumps into the top headlines today with researchers from a number of colleges, including the University of California, San Francisco, as well as Columbia University, finding that the vast majority of Americans have at least one nice thing to say about marijuana. 81% of those polled could name at least one positive benefit from using marijuana, with just 17% saying there were none. There's a lot of other good results in this one, so I'd pop over for the full read. We wrap up today's show with a good headline from out west. Earlier this week, the San Diego District Attorney's Office dropped felony charges against Jessica McElfresh, an attorney specializing in legal cannabis who was caught up in a 2015 case against the state legal marijuana company Midwest Distribution and its owner James Sladek, who you might remember for his battle to regain the hundreds of thousands of dollars that were stolen from him and his family through the corrupt process of asset forfeiture after his business was raided. On Monday, Ms. McElfresh agreed to plead guilty to an infraction for which she will pay a fine and perform community service. Once all that's done, the felony charges will be formally and fully gone. Glad to hear this one. Those are the headlines and news for the day. I'll be back with you again tomorrow morning with another information-packed episode of Marijuana Today Daily. But in the meantime, if you have any stories to share or feedback to give, zip us an email to headlines@mjtodaydaily.com. And while you're clicking around the interwebs, swing over to our Twitter account at MJTodayDaily and visit our website at mjtodaydaily.com to find links to all the news we cover. Thanks to our sponsor, Ease, and to all of our awesome patron listeners for the support that makes this show possible. To join the lesser strengths of the patron listeners yourself, swing over to our website at mjtodaydaily.com and click on that big blue button at the top of the page that says Become a Patron. I'm your host, Shay Gunther. Thanks for tuning in and starting your day with marijuana today.
One take, Shay. One take.